We are just over halfway through year number 3 as an NBA franchise here with the Tampa Bay Sharks, and we're only one game below 500. Noah McCall has seen a pretty big uptick compared to his rookie campaign in terms of production in pretty much every area, but especially points per game, and on the defensive end, he has been even better than a year ago, and is easily our _1 defender on this team. And like you guys mentioned, I think it does make sense in our showcased episodes to hopefully, well, not hopefully, but just to put him on the best offensive player on the opposing team and see if we can get better and more frequent stops that way. You're right, has actually been pretty good this year. There's been a couple of times where he has kind of been a no-show in some games, as you expect from rookies in their first year. But if we look at the plus-minuses, I'm just kind of curious on what these look like here, because we're 21 and 22, and as of right now, Mark Williams has our highest plus-minus, followed by Mark Sears, then Ron Holland, and then Cedric Howard. Then you have every other player in the negatives. McCall is at negative 0.9. You got Christie down here, Cousins even lower than that, Lovett and a couple other guys pretty low. Sean Mason has the worst plus-minus. But then if you want to look at the advanced metrics and go to wins added, this is probably a better way to give you a better idea of who is actually making a good impact on the floor. And McCall easily is our top guy at 8.6. That makes a lot more sense than having a negative plus-minus to me. But then you got Mark Sears over to your right at 3.8 versus 2.5. I'm not entirely sure if I want to bring Sears back into our starting 5, because that would probably leave our bench with, I think, a pretty big hit. I think Wright is better fit to be our starting point guard. But that is a very interesting tidbit there. Coward also at 2.5. Can't wait to get Mark Williams back here in these next couple of days, because having him is key, I think, to our entire team. And I might bring him back into our starting 5, because I think Cousins might just be better fit to be a backup, but still getting plenty of minutes. But overall, I mean, the only guys negative here are Patrick Williams, Max Christie, and Sean Mason at negative 0.4. So I do think that Mark Williams coming back will move Patrick Williams back to a bench role or back to the reserves. We won't have Christie in our lineup anytime soon, and that will leave Sean Mason back at the 4. So once he comes back, I think we're looking pretty damn good. And speaking of the player stats real quick, I am interested in playing Jet Howard. Now, he can really only play the 2 or the 3, so I might just give Williams his current minutes for the next game or two until Mark Williams comes back to Hawkes, and then bringing in Jet Howard, giving him another chance to make an impact for us, because we need good three-point shooters. And although I don't think last year was like great for, no, he actually was pretty good, but he had a couple of showcase games where he wasn't very good. But I think he needs to be out there given a chance. So we're going to bring Jet Howard back in. So we're going to give Hawkes those power forward minutes, and we'll give the small forward minutes to Jet Howard. And this, I mean, I think this will make us even better. And then give it a game or two, and then we'll have Mark Williams back, and then we can maybe go back to an 11-man rotation to keep some of these guys a bit more fresh, because right now we're at 10. And so far, still waiting for Williams to return to action, but now our losing streak has doubled. It was at 3 to start the episode, now we're all the way at 6, and we've lost our last 3 games in complete blowout fashion, so now we're 4 games below 500. Gonna keep on simming through. We're gonna get him back before this road game against the Kings, finally. So this will leave us with Mason back at the backup 4 spot. But if he doesn't have a good impact the next couple games, I might just bench him completely and leave Hawkes there. But Hawkes is not at the best size for that position. So, I mean, we have plenty of options to work with, no doubt about that. But Mark Williams will come back. And I think for now I'll leave Cousins in our starting 5, but I'm really considering making Williams our starter again. Our losing streak ends at 7 after we drop that game against the Kings. We get one back against the Heat in a close finish. Nobody really stood out for us in this game offensively, although Cousins had a double-double in this game. Sears, 6 assists, 3 turnovers. And then 20 for Lowell Cole for the Heat. 20 points per game for him, shooting very well. And yeah, 3-point numbers still not great for us. So we're not taking a whole lot. Although we did take 38 this game, but it's the modern NBA, so you're going to have games where you have high 3-point numbers. And we're playing really poorly. We just lost against a team that had the same record as us. 22-27, now 23 wins for the Wizards. 34 for Itzy Sicky, and 29 for Caden Tate for the Wizards. So 2 of their starters just go off for big offensive days. McCall had 34, but nobody else really had a good game for us. Pretty much everybody else shot the ball poorly. So no help for McCall here in this game. That's kind of been the story for a lot of our losses this year. Jet Howard, how has he done so far? Overall, 48%. Had a bad day in this one, but overall has been shooting pretty well. If we look at his recent games, before this one, he was putting up double-digit points off the bench in almost every other game. So he's come in and done his job. We'll keep him there. But for some reason, the wins aren't coming. And Corey Cousins still not shooting very well. I think now is the time. I do want to try and win games. I want to try and get this team to the play-in tournament if we can, just to see what they're made of. Because, I mean, obviously you want to be as good as you possibly can, especially if you have 3 draft picks. You don't really care about how you're going to do because you have 2 other ones, right? So I'll swap the minutes for him and Mark Williams. We'll give Williams the starting nod here. Otherwise, I think I'm comfortable where our lineup currently sits. Sean Mason, though, I kind of want to see better. You know, 0 for 4, 1 for 7, 5 for 10, 1 for 3, 0 for 2, 2 for 8. I think he's a couple more bad games away from giving up minutes to Jaquez once again, who wasn't playing well in his last couple games, but is probably overall a better player than Sean Mason is right now. And we do get a win in the first start of Mark Williams since the injury, and it's the last game prior to the trade deadline, as Pickett drops 28 for the Rockets. That's Elton Pickett, a 2030 draft pick. He was the 2nd overall pick in that draft, now in his 3rd year, I believe. McCall at 22-9, did have 6 turnovers. Sean Mason, I mean, he heard me. 19 points in this one, definitely one of his better games on the season. Cousins, 15-6 off the bench, one of his better games as of late. And then Mark Williams, 12-13. Welcome back. Also had 2 blocks. Coward and Holland, pretty much identical stat lines across the board. Very impressed by the entire team. And a really nice win against a really bad Rockets team. We're still around 500 now at the deadline. I think for the 3rd straight year, probably not going to make a move because, again, we have these draft picks. I think we have a really solid foundation in place here, and I think the goal is just to add to it through the draft and with maybe a big free agent signing or 2 to fill the last gap or the last hole that we have in our starting 5. I don't think that there's really any move warranted for the 2-guard spot. I think Coward has been pretty good. Does he got to play better in showcase games? Yeah, that would be great. I can't just move on from Holland this quick. It hasn't even been a full year, and I just don't like doing that very often. So we're gonna work through it. Perhaps Neil Lovett should be moved back to the reserve spot. He might not be ready exactly for this role, and that would allow Jaquez to come back in, or Jet Howard to really take that spot, and then Jaquez take his spot. You can keep Sean Mason in there. But Lovett has had a couple of really nice performances, a couple of flashy plays. So I think I'll wait a bit longer, but definitely I'm just going to move through this deadline. We're not going to make a move, and we haven't really made a move at this spot in a season yet. So no mid-season trades again, these were the trades this year. There was not really anything at the trade deadline. There was a couple days before, but you had Cody Williams and Taylor Hendricks sent to the Lakers for AJ Mitchell and Murray Harper. The Nuggets sent Yang Hansen plus a future second-round pick to the Pelicans for Tajane Salaun and a second-round pick. The Wizards gave up Jamal Rivers and John Collins for Nikola Jovic and Wade Tate. So we saw Wade Tate. For the Magic now, the Wizards have both Caden Tate and Wade Tate. I wonder if they're related. And then the last trade, only 4 trades all year long. Might have to up the frequency slider mid-year. But Malachi Branham and Edward Stewart Jr. sent from the Bucks to the Bulls for Bryant Jackson plus Mitchell Drew, who we're not really familiar all too well with. But those are the big trades. In terms of signings, the Magic re-signed Franz Wagner. The Clippers re-signed Mathurin. Pacers brought back Jarris Walker. Shadon Sharp got a big extension. So did Theodore Edwards over with the Heat. And Sarr with the Wizards. Knipple with the Bulls. Dylan Harper with a massive deal with the Spurs. Tatum with the Celtics. And Jaylen Brown too. They keep their star tandem around. Agor Demen for the Nets. 3-year deal. And then Darius Garland, a 4-year extension with the Cavaliers earlier this year. After 3 straight L's, we're back in the win column, but we're kind of slowly going back to where we were before that win streak earlier in the previous episode. We do take down the Raptors behind a big day for Corey Cousins, 32-10 off the bench, 3 steals. He was awesome. We'll call it 18-11. With 3 steals, or 3 assists, 1 steal, Ron Holland, pretty solid. You're right, it hasn't really had like any big games in the last several. Mark Sears, 5, 4, and 10. Sean Mason, 0 for 4. Has Lovett had any big games? He had 1 game where he dropped 17 points earlier. He's not shooting terribly, but maybe it's time to make a change, at least for now. Although, I mean, the overall shooting splits are coming up a little bit, at least from the fields. That is at least a promising sign. And we got to get these guys playing time if they're going to develop even further. Sean Mason, 42% from the fields. I feel like maybe you want to play Jaquez there and just get a better overall offensive player. He's not the rim protector that Sean Mason is, but he's probably just a better overall player. I think I will make that change now, and hopefully that will kind of kick this team into another gear to make this like final push and kind of target a tournament appearance, a play-in tournament appearance. So we're gonna bring in Jaquez to be the backup 4 and completely remove Mason from our lineup at this stage. Alright, really back and forth game here against the Magic. There's been like, I want to say like at least 12 lead changes so far and a couple of ties. We have one right here with 2:30 left to go, 117 apiece in Tampa. Another battle against Orlando. They beat us in last episode's showcase game. Can we get one back here? And win back-to-back games entering the All-Star break. Let's find out. Alright, so here we go. Magic have the ball in a tie ball game here in Tampa, Florida. Would love to win this game. J.C. Keith, wide open, knocks down the first shot as we jump in. He's got 27 here in this game. I didn't see Paolo Banchero out there. He might be out with an injury or maybe fouled out of the game, not entirely sure. We've got our starters in there. Here's Dior Wright, fading away from the charity line. No, Mark Williams got it back. Holland open for 3. Not his game, and he keeps taking them. We got a couple of boos coming in now from the crowd. Gotta get a stop here. Wagner spins. McCall's there, and he's gonna get called for a shooting foul. That was kind of late. A late Wilson kind of waited for him to miss the shot. Fans aren't happy with the call. And the first shot will go. And the Magic will take a 5-point lead. Inside, Coward. Off the rim. He missed it. Are you kidding me? And now if they score here, it's pretty much game over. I don't see us coming back from down by 3 scores. Wagner. Fouled again. Back-to-back calls against McCall. And that's going to put the game out of reach if we can't hit a 3 in our next possession pretty much. We're kind of out of time. That's going to be a 7-0 run as we jump in. Going to go right back to Coward. This time we'll score. It's a bit too late. Game's not quite over, though. Wagner, oh, he's got a lane, and he missed it. McCall kind of got there in time. This time, no foul is called. We got 50 seconds and change to work with. And we turn the ball over. Coward coughs it up to Anthony Black. Levens gives it right back. Holland gets that steal. We got to go 2 for 1. Got to find a good look here. You're right, baseline, and he... Oh. He was not the guy called for that. 3 in the key on Mark Williams. Game's over. So we just can't seem to beat Orlando. 32 for McCall in this one. 15 and 9 off the bench for Cousins. Jet Howard. Not the best shooting day, but did put up 14 points. 4 steals for Ron Holland. Love it. And double figures. You're right. 5 for 17 for the field over. 6 from 3. Bollinger 28. J.C. Keefe 27. 3 players with 24 or more for the Magic. And we took 53s this game. Only hit 36%. We took a lot of shots. We just did not really connect on those 3 balls. I mean, 36% is not that bad. That's actually like league average or just about league average. The Magic just shot way better from downtown and took 27 more free throws. So we fouled a bunch. In terms of the All-Star voting, I believe we have our first ever All-Star, everybody. Here are the Western Conference All-Stars for the backcourts. The usual suspects pretty much, but then you have Ronnie Drew down here for the Kings, putting up 22, 6 and 5 this season. In the front court, you've got Wemby and Cooper Flagg, obviously. Elliot May with 19 and 13 and a half. I think that's the second time making that. Demetrius Calathis, Brian Rollins in there, Chris Payne in there. Then for the Eastern Conference, here's the backcourts. Cade Cunningham, Trae Young, Garland, Luka's up there, Lowell Cole, Blake Burke, Theodore Edwards, Brevin Saunders. A lot more kind of newer faces here in the Eastern Conference. And then in the front courts, you got Jared Hughes, Chucky Cobb, Ben Caro, Sarr, Risa Shea, and then you've got Noah McCall. 1.4 million All-Star votes. 23 points per game, 8 rebounds a game, 3 assists per game. Great defender. And that is a really, really promising sign. A year 2 All-Star. That is pretty special. Team USA destroys Team World in the Rising Stars matchup. 22 for Calathis, 20 for Zane Keys, 18 for Noel McCall, and then 18 for Bryson Blades here for Team Worlds, 16 for Norberg. But we got it. We got the win because McCall is our guy that we're kind of tracking here. It looks like Dior Wright won the slam dunk contest, but you guys have seen that on my channel in previous 2Ks. It's just not like interesting or fun to watch, unfortunately. And then now we got the All-Star game. We'll just sim through this so we can move on with our season. A very close game, 88-93 in this one. And the East All-Stars take down the West. So we came out on top. 19 for Cunningham leads the way. McCall, only 2 points, 5 boards. Did not hit a field goal, but hit both free throws, I guess, which is cool. For the West, he had 15 for Cooper Flagg, but not enough to come out on top. Wemby had a really rough game. We just had one of our best offensive games of the entire series to this point, behind a new career high, I believe, for Noel McCall with 39. No, he had 41 earlier this year, but 39 and 11 here in this win. 2 steals, 2 blocks, 17 for Dior Wright and Mark Sears. Our point guards really came through here in this one. It helped our star player out. A lot of players here in double figures, including Jaquez and Jet Howard, and a double-double for Mark Williams. So really good game overall. Lovett goes 1 for 6. Despite 42 for Jalen Green and 21 for Booker, we came out on top. We just cannot be slowed down here in this one. Back-to-back wins as now we take down the Pacers behind 23-12 and 5 stocks for Noel McCall. Good job by Ron Holland here in this game. 5 stocks for Mark Williams, 5 steals, and 6 assists for Mark Sears. He did have a lot of turnovers, as our entire team did. 22 as a team, and we still got the win. That is impressive. Really rough day for Tyrese Halliburton and pretty much the entire Pacers team shooting-wise. They only shoot 32%, as we kind of shot average from the field and at the line, but I mean, this was just a turnover-heavy game for both teams. 22 or more for both teams. That is awful. 2 games later, we take down the sub-500 76ers behind McCall again. 27 points on 27 shots. 4 more stocks for him. Jaquez, Lovett, Sears, and Coward all shoot the ball pretty well. Mark Williams did not. Nor did Cousins or Dior Wright, but a solid win regardless. Looks like our defense was pretty solid here. And you gotta take the wins when you can, you know? Just before the contract extension deadline, we get another win here, this time against the Clippers. Kind of in our wheelhouse in terms of the record. 28 for Mathurin. Another day, or not another day, but a good day for Edgecombe overall, but did have 9 turnovers, which is not great, obviously. 33 and 10 for McCall. 21 for Wright. One of his best games all year long. His career high is currently 28. Hasn't really had too many games in the 20s this season. But good to see it here in this win. Mark Sears continues to be a really, really good player for us off the bench. And I just think that he's better fit there for now for us. I think he gives us a great spark offensively in that area. We held the Clippers to 40% for the field. This was an overtime win, actually. It was 28 overtime points. Might have been a double OT game, given how many shots there were. But both teams were just horrible from 3. Contract extensions. Only one player is eligible to re-sign. It's Jaquez. I think I'm willing to just let that kind of expire and see what's what, because Jaquez has not really fit our team that well. It was probably a bad signing by me overall. He's been, like, good in terms of, like, his play, but does not really fit, like, the mold of our team, I don't think. So we're gonna look elsewhere probably in the offseason. And now I think I want to face the Heat, but I want to face them on the road. So we're going to get down to March 10th here, and then we'll probably have 2 more episodes after this to make that final push for a potential postseason appearance. We lose against the Heat, but take down the Grizzlies. 31 for John Morant, but 22 for both McCall and Jet Howard, and 21 for Wright and Coward. So good overall scoring. Couple guys really stepped their game up here, and our defense played pretty well. Memphis having a tough year. Another close game here against Orlando. This time it's in Orlando. 1:56 to play. We trail by 1. Can we please take these guys down? That would be great. Orlando has the ball. They got Banchero back for this matchup. Gotta get a win here. That's a foul on Mark Williams. That's going to put Chance Jackson here at the line. 7 for 8 from the field. Gets the first free throw to fall. Now to make it a 3-point game. It's not going to go this time. He front rimmed it. 106-104. A 2 could tie, a 3 can put us in front. McCall. Blocked from behind. Anthony Black makes the play. Gotta get a stop here. 90 seconds left. They're gonna look to Banchero, I think. No, he's called for 3 in the key. Give us that ball back. All right, come on. Give us something, offense. Gotta come through here late. McCall off the screen finds Williams. No, it's deflected and stolen by guess who? It's Dylan Levins. We have the most turnovers per game in the entire NBA. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. You see that time and time again here in these showcase games. No! Anthony Black open. Why are we doubling Banchero in all these games? That makes no sense to me. Just play your brand of defense. Don't leave guys open late. Gotta go fast. McCall drives and blows by Wagner. A stop and a 3, and we're tied back up. So let's just do that, right? Should be pretty easy, I think. Banchero, hop steps, again finds Black wide open. That time it's not going to go. Why are we doubling so much? It's happening way too often. McCall, the crossover, hits the shots. 2-second differential. It's a 1-point game. We're going to have to hope for a free throw miss. It came down to free throws for the most part last time we faced this team, just a few minutes ago. This free throw could put it back to a 3-point deficit, and it will. Under 20 seconds left, it's got to be a 3. You can't go for a 2 now. McCall will rise, and it's too strong. Yeah, I mean, living and dying by the 3 in close games like this, it's usually not going to be in our favor. The Magic just continue to have our number. All these games have been relatively close in the fourth quarter, and they've won every single matchup. I think they're going to be they're going to be 3-0 against us this year, and we're going to drop this game. Coward from deep won't go. Tip even offline, and we lose by 5. Right now, we're just not good at closing out games, especially against this team. And Karen Wagner and J.C. Keefe, honestly, all came through for the Magic here in this game. A call of 31 and also 5 steals. But did only shoot 11 for 25. Cousins, good day off of the bench. But, you know, right now, we just got to figure it out. Sears was not very good here in this game. Did not shoot very well at all. Both of our point guards really struggled. We grab our 30th win of the season here against the Boston Celtics. 25-10 for Blake Burke. 24 for Jaylen Brown. Do not see anything for Tatum here in this game. He must be hurt. McCall, though, continues to have big scoring outputs, but again, those 3-point numbers, not great in some of these games. 2 for 12. 31, 9, and 7. More great defense from McCall. I mean, that's just the standard that he is setting for himself and for this team. So, really good win here, and now we have a chance to get back within 4 games of 500 here against the Heat on the road. Gotta start winning some of these games. Right now, we're still in the play-in tournament, and if we beat the Heat, we will jump them, I believe, for 8th in the conference. So, thankfully, our conference this year is not very strong, and that will give us a pretty big, window of opportunity to kind of grab the postseason reins here. We're going to face the Heat in today's showcased episode, folks. We have a lot of away games to close the year, so we really got to be better on the road. We have not really been better at home either, so regardless of where we're playing, just got to play a little bit better. We're 6-4 in the last 10 games, and we're facing off against the Heat, who've got Lowell Cole, Theodore Edwards, Devin Vassell. They still have Bam. They still have Chloe Ware at the 5 with Deshaun George off of the bench. So, a team that is around where we are. They're 30-34. This is a pretty big game, actually, for our postseason odds. So, let's dive in and see if we can hopefully just play a better game and get, our first showcased win of the season. That would be nice. Another game against a Florida-based team. This time we are in Miami, Florida. And it's a huge game for us. It's a huge game for them here in the Kaseya Center. The Miami Heat host your Sharks. This game, at least at this stage, late in the year, decides who at this point will be the number 8 team in the play-in tournament. But of course, there's still about a month left on the schedule, so nothing is set in stone. Nothing is known for sure, but we could really use a win against a team around our level just to make us feel better about this last month and this last little run to make the playoffs, or at least the play-in tournament. Here we go. And we are officially off and rolling. The Heat will start with the ball here in the Kaseya Center. And another matchup against an in-state team and an interconference team. So, obviously, I think there is, a couple of stakes here. Not like extremely high stakes overall, but I think for this team, one of the most important games of the entire series so far. It will really help us out. The turnovers won't, as such a coward coughs that ball up. Vassell back out. He finds the open man, but Lowell Cole cannot open the scoring. In this game, we are using kind of a test version of my next updated set of sliders. I've seen some pretty good results so far, so hoping for more of the same as Mark Williams gets us underway here in Miami. We are, of course, rocking our statement uniforms here in this matchup against the Heats. Cole downhill, hands it off. Adebayo is fouled. McCall crosses over, gets by Adebayo and scores plus the foul. Adebayo is pretty old now, probably a handful of years from retirement at this stage in his career. And McCall gets on the board with a three-point play. It's 5-1 in favor of Tampa Bay. Cole gets by Dior right on the other end. Baseline drive. First field goal for the Heat. And against Tampa Bay, Lowell Cole has averaged over 18 points per game. Has made over 3 threes per game against us in 3 matchups this season. This is the 4th, I'm assuming then, if that's the case. So Keyshawn George has stepped in for Miami in place of Adebayo, has picked up 2 early fouls. As we turn the ball over, Mark Williams will get tagged for that one. Good defense that time by Dior Wright. Can we turn this into points? Holland fouls by Keyshawn George. It's already 3 on Miami against their big men. We can get him and Adebayo in foul trouble. That could help us out in the late game situations. Wide open 3. Lowell Cole, too strong this time. But don't want to leave that open. We just talked about how many threes he's made against us each game. Coward's triple won't go. Screen for Vassell, and he will get wide open for a lay-in. And that pass is picked off by Theodore Edwards. Man, the turnovers. We are the worst team in the turnover battle this year. We have the most turnovers per game. And it's clear in every game that we watch pretty much. There's always a handful of just jarring turnovers, jarring passes. Here's McCall from behind the arc. Edwards, catch and shoot triple. He answers right back. And McCall lost the handle. Vassell with that steal. Another turnover by the Sharks. Now I do have McCall as of right now on the regular matchup against Vassell. But I think Edwards is probably their best overall player. Cole probably takes their most shots. We'll see if you want to change that matchup later in the game for defensive purposes as Ron Holland misses from the corner. So we'll keep tabs on that. Cole back out. Keyshawn George misses the open 3. Shot clock under 5 for Tampa Bay. McCall tries again from downtown. It rattles out. George there on the rebound. He finds Cole up ahead. That's Cloer actually trying to get the assist, but Lowell Cole right now is Cole to open this game up. That pass is picked off by Keyshawn George. Another turnover. That's Dior Wright this time, and it leads to points for Cloer. Timeout, Tampa Bay. Dior Wright downhill, finds an open look and knocks it down from the mid-range. I think that's probably going to be like the easiest look for him is those mid-range jump shots, because I think driving to the rim he's had some problems. Finishing over taller defenders against those big men down there, and the 3 has not been his game either. So I think right now the mid-range, although it's like the least taken shot overall in the NBA, is probably his best option for now. He finds Mark Williams. We're tied at 14. Downhill, handing off. That one's denied by Mark Williams, but it'll stay with Miami. Shot clock under 10 now as it does not reset. From downtown, it is Theo Edwards, but he's offline. Another pick and roll with Wright and Williams. He'll hand it off, and this time it's Williams getting denied. That was Lowell Cole with that rejection. You could not allow that if you're Mark Williams. That guy's a point guard. Cole gets inside the paint, hits from the elbow. Miami in front. Top of the key, Sears over the top, finds Williams, cutting to the rim. Good pick and roll. Edwards dishes to George. So far, he can't knock down his three-point shots. Hawk is now on the floor. He finds Coward, but he's blocked. Theodore Edwards got there in time. Edwards, cross-court pass. George finally gets one to fall. McCall, catch and shoots. Just in and out. Tyrese Proctor now in from Miami. Corey Cousins in for your Sharks. Proctor is fouled. Look at this. Steals per game since the All-Star game. The Sharks are second only behind Dallas. That's at least a good sign for our defense led by McCall. Here are the free throws for Proctor. Front end will drop. Offense has gone kind of cold for Tampa Bay. Would love to get back on track here. We got Mark Sears out there. Hopefully he can give us a spark. Off-ball screens for Coward. Open look. No good. Sears finds room. Won't go, but the follow will for Corey Cousins. Good cut by Sexton, but he misses. Too strong. Sears pulls it down. Up to Cousins. Nobody home. 1 point game. Out of the corner, Sexton fires foot inside the arc. Shot's not going to go. And Hawkins, what is that pass? Keshawn George read that perfectly. Looking for Jet Howard to get the rock here. He'll fire a triple. There it is. We need that from him the rest of this season. Welcome back to our lineup. And that's stolen now by Howard. Way to cut off that pass. All the way up ahead. Easy lay-in for Keshawn George after a couple of free throw attempts for Corey Cousins. Got the best of our defense that time. 1 second shot clock differential here. We're going to save for the final look here in the first. Clock under 5. Lovett steps back. Nice move. Just couldn't complete the play. And we are all tied here at 25 apiece through 1. Start of the second quarter. Sharks with it. And a tie ball game. Love it. Can't hit from behind the arc. On the other end, it's Deshaun Hill rising, but he's now over 3 from downtown. Sears over the top has Cousins all alone. Arlen the pick. He gets it back from Cole, but can't connect. And it's tipped. Lovett ends up with it. Fast break, one-on-one. Sears denied by Cole. That's his second block. Now he'll kick it back out. Keshawn George in and out. Kind of a boat race the last couple of trips down for both teams. Ron Holland has a mismatch. Misses the fadeaway, though. Just back him down next time. Up ahead from the corner, it's Cole. It's not going to go. He has not been good from downtown. And now they get it back. Cousins lost it, man. The last couple possessions have just been completely fast-paced and kind of sloppy for both teams. Out to Howard. Clean look. Another one drops for Jet Howard. Catch and shoot. Lowell Cole just can't find his shot right now. We'll take it. We already have 21 rebounds. That's a lot. Love it. Hop steps through the contact. Got it to go. Off the screen with the big man, Harlan. Got it! Tough shot. Top of the key. Pick and roll. Love it. Finds Cousins. Good pass. Driving. Cole amongst some traffic, unable to finish. McCall back out there. He gets that rebound. Now he'll take a screen. He finds Williams. Rolling. Way to thread that needle. Sexton a couple feet behind the line. Miami has got to be shooting like 20% from downtown or worse. Not their best display so far. Lobbing it up. Williams can't finish. That was a great pass, though. Edwards steps back and connects. McCall drives. Picked up, but it does not matter. We lead by 8. From downtown again. Sexton not able to hit. Almost stolen. Cousins does hit the open shot. He has yet to miss a shot from the field. He's 5 for 5. He's missed a bunch of free throws this game. He's hit about half of them on like 6 attempts, but a nice 10-point lead right now. One of our better first half performances, at least so far, that we've seen this season here in a showcase game. Walk under 5 to your right, looking to find some room to breathe. It just spins off the rim. Edwards there on defense. Good pass to the corner. Keshawn George wide open. This time he'll connect. Akez with a dish. McCall too strong. That was a good look. On the other end, Khalil Ware finds Vassell in the corner, but he can't show us how it's done. Call with the clock winding down. Forces Coward to shoot. That almost went in. But a rough quarter so far for Miami. Only 9 points and just over 4 minutes left until halftime. Got to get something going. Well-defended shot there by Coward. Edwards finds Adebayo. A rare three-point look, but it's going to go in. Finally, one falls for the Heat. Adebayo with the screen. Sexton hands it off. Khalil Ware's going to have to jack it up. So far, I've liked our defense. Can't really complain. I've had a couple of good looks from 3, but they haven't capitalized. I think our paint defense has been really good. Here's Coward. Open look. It drops in. Vassell, catch and shoot 3 in response. Eyeball screen. Sears, the spin move. Doesn't amount to anything. Now Cousins. Back to Sears. Gonna try this again. Handoff across the court. Coward with back-to-back trifectas. Sexton rises and connects. The heater finally catching fire from the field here and from downtown. They're still within 6. We're going to lob it up now, and it's batted away by Khalil Ware. Another turnover. We're actually, I guess, 31st in the NBA, not last. But we already have 10 here in the first half. That does not bode well. And the Heat once again turn a turnover into points. It's 48-51. Sears takes the screen from Jaquez. And able to finish around Khalil Ware with the foul to boots. Nice play by him. Makes up for that turnover. And the free throw will count too. Vassell batted away on that pass. Good play by Ron Holland. 2-on-1, and we slow things down. Why? Off the screen, Sears. Back to Cousins. Has a decent look and hits it with a bit of a high arcing shot, I guess. Under 10 seconds left here in the half. 8-point lead for Tampa Bay. Edwards with it. He'll fire. It's no good. Nice first half. We'll take it. We'll take a nice lead. Start of the second half. And the Heat have shot 20% worse than we have, and yet they're still within single digits. So we got to really lock in here and keep this up. They've shot sub 40%. We have shot over 55%. I doubt that remains true for the entirety of this game as both teams turn the ball over to open up the third quarter. Cole fires on the move. Too strong, but Kalel Ware with the offensive rebound and putback. Adebayo calling for it down low. Backing down. No, he fades over Mark Williams. Count that one. Off the screen. Over the top. McCall finds Williams in response. Adebayo wants the ball again. He'll try the same exact move. Just left that one short. Williams the screen. McCall gets by his man but misses the pull-up from the elbow. Edwards back out. Cole's wide open. He finally got one to fall. All right. Don't let him get hot now. McCall cross court. Had a double team coming his way, and to your right says bad idea. Bobbing it up, and George is there for the alley-oop finish. Holland kicks it out. McCall's open. The three's not going to go. McCall now 3 for 9 from the field, 8 points. Edwards open, top of the key. Left that one wide to the right a little bit. McCall downhill. Bad pass to Williams, but he still gets it and scores. So it's going to be an assist. Williams, 16 points. Cousins also double figures. I'm not sure if the sliders are still... Well, it does seem like the sliders are still kind of allowing big men to have super efficient games. So I'm still kind of working on how to adjust that and kind of tweak the pick and roll coverage for CPU teams. So there's still a couple of things that are kind of a work in progress here. McCall tries another triple, but now it's gone kind of cold after a really solid first quarter. Off the screen, Deshaun George finds Adebayo rolling. Coward finds Williams again. Nobody there in the paint. Vassell misses the fadeaway. And now, no, that's Mark Williams down with an injury. And we're calling timeouts. Are you serious? He just came back. He better be all right. Holland finds Bright, wide open, won't go, but Holland follows it up with a putback slam. Half the quarter left. Adebayo's open, misses the mid-range shot with nobody even close to him. An 11-point lead for the Sharks. Holland makes it 13 off that deflected pass. Good drop coverage by Cousins. Or not, he did not get to Adebayo in time. So what was the point? McCall draws a double, finds Wright. Hit his first three, has yet to hit one since then. Time winding away. They got to shoot. George in and out. Neil Lovett is actually quietly good at grabbing rebounds. He's like the smallest guy out there, but always seems to be down in the paint grabbing those boards. Here's McCall against Deshaun Hill of similar size. McCall left it short, not able to finish. Tough game for him offensively, I will say, but Hill turns it over. Holland, fast break, finds Lovett, who's fouled. Sure, we'll take the points. Front end for Lovett, won't go. He's not the best at free throws. It's one big weakness to his game. Splits the pair. Cole, just not afraid to shoot ever. That one goes. It's back to within 9. Here's Lovett. He's got room to fire. The mid-range shot hits nothing but nets. Up ahead, pass stolen. Cousins cuts it off. You're right, finds Cousins rolling and 1. Harlan has 4. Off the bench for Miami. 4 fouls, that is. The free throw is good. It's 78-64 Sharks. Where was this the rest of the season, man? The sliders aren't even that different. They're like barely tweaked. Just us playing well right now. And the Heat, not so much. Sexton just put Sears on skates. Had him stumbling. Love it. Usually wants to shoot. He does here. It just misses, man. That's got to go next time, I think. That's a really nice shot attempt, I believe. Arlen with a huge step back. Kind of awkward here from this angle. Love it. Trying to isolate it here against Edwards. Gets by him, then steps back. Another shot that just won't go. That pass is stolen away. Cousins, another one. 2 in the quarter after Mark Williams came out with that injury. And now we give it right back. Mark Sears, as somebody said it in the comments, just turns the ball over quite a bit. That shot goes for Sexton. And again, they're back within single digits. Another turnover by Sears. Are you serious, dude? Back to back? Come on, man. Edwards to Harlan. It was bobbled, and Lova got a hand on it, but doesn't matter. 20 points of turnovers from Miami. That's why they're still in this game. Good pass. Cousins open from the corner. Trying to give us some stretch 5 action, but can't connect. 0 points for your Sharks the last 2.5 minutes. Allowing the Heat chance after chance to get back within striking distance. Edwards dicing through the lane. Nobody steps up. 5-point game now. Love it. Has room to fire. Cousins there on the offensive glass, thankfully. I will say, Lovett has a really nice bag, and I do like his volume because I think that he does take pretty good looks for the most part. Some aren't that great, but for the most part is a smart shot taker and can create his own shot. He just has to get better at actually knocking those down. Speaking of, here he is from the oval. That was a tougher shot, but still got it to drop in. Sexton from half court. Front rim and out. 82-73. We're still in the lead. We increased our lead by 1 here in the third. Now 1 quarter left. Let's close it out. Start of the 4th quarter, and what a start it is for Miami. Harlan, the bucket and the foul. Cousins tagged for that one. The free throw is gonna fall. 82-76. We're not even close to being done here. Downhill, McCall. Blocked by Hill. Just not his day, man. At least other guys have stepped up. But now the Heat are within 4. Out to McCall. Open mid-ranger. Not even that's going to go for him. Coward, the offensive rebound. And the assist to Holland for the and 1. Finally seeing some of these role players step up. We don't have to rely on McCall to jack up like 20, 25 shots for a chance to win. Cousins, catch and shoots. It'll go this time. Sexton open. This time the shot's gonna fall. I still want to trust McCall. Another open look on the move. Cousins boxes out. He's having a really strong game here. We have shot worse this half. The Heat have shot better. That's why it's been a closer game. But we still have like a nice, solid lead. But with open looks like that, it's not going to last very long. Again, it's Colin Sexton. 8 here in the 4th quarter. 21 in the game. Out to Sears. Foot on the line. It'll fall, though. Good shot. Miami timeout. Good penetration. Back out. It's a good look, but George cannot capitalize. Call backing down Theodore Edwards. That's a good matchup for him. That's his first field goal since the first half. Here's Sexton. Little hesitation. Might have been why he missed that 3-point attempt. 94-84. A lot of basketball left, but I like how we're doing so far. That's a good look for Sears. It's not going to go, though. And that's denied! Corey Cousins! I've liked his defense for the most part, but McCall turns it over. Sexton misses the lay-in. Coward able to get there and contest it. Sears with it. Sean Hill, man, that guy looks huge for a point guard. He is, like McCall, a very tall individual. Coward's 3 off the mark. Here's Edwards fading and hitting. McCall downtown. Finally, it falls. A big shot in response. Just over half the quarter left to play. Another steal for Corey Cousins. McCall leads the charge and scores. He's got 5 straight points, and he's got 7 here in the quarter. Here's Edwards. Wide open. It's good. McCall wide open. Just take that one right to the rim. There's nobody there. It was a good look regardless. Got to hit that next time. Good pass over the top to Sean Hill. Might be his first field goal of the entire night. McCall races again by his man from the elbow. Okay, 4th quarter time. He's actually making some plays, getting good looks. That's a good pass, but Hill's blocked. Ron Holland is there. He's made some nice plays here in this game. Gets the feed, rolling inside, able to score as well. Batted away by Wright, but Cole gets it right back. Fires a 3, high arcer. It won't go. And Cole is such a high volume shooter, but if he's not on his game, he is way off his game. McCall is fouled. That's 5 on Ware. And Miami is running out of time here. They're falling behind here in the 4th quarter. We are just continuously increasing our lead, it seems, minute by minute. It's now 107-92. If they're going to make a run, it's going to be right now. There's a lane for Edwards. He pulls up instead. Offensive rebound to Khalil Ware. Mark Williams has not returned since the injury, unfortunately. Adebayo, though, just kind of holding it. Bad possession for the offense for Miami. Wait, no, Williams is back out there. I missed that, so he's going to be okay. Thank God. Now Coward has it. It's a play that was going to be for McCall. He goes to Wright instead. Too strong off the window. Wright not having much impact in this game either, which we have seen in both simming and watching. He had a nice stretch earlier this year, but that was about it. I think he's overall shot the ball pretty well, but just has games where he just disappears, which is what happens for a lot of rookies. Oh my God, what happened here? Edwards left open, somehow can't connect. Now the Heat have gone cold. Nothing in their last 3 minutes. McCall rises, too strong. Vassell the rebounds. Up to Cole, racing to the rim. What a play. Cole gets the handoff. Double team coming, right open. This time, got it to go, his second 3. And that might put this game out of reach. I think it will. I mean, a 110-94 is a pretty tough score to come back from with just over 2 to play. This game's definitely over. That's blocked by McCall. They get it back. Well-defended 3-point attempts. And a really nice statement win here. Even though we're still below 500, gotta celebrate wins like these that have a big impact on your postseason odds. That's going to be a turnover, though, for Dior Wright. We've had too many of those all year long. With a final score of 112-101, your Tampa Bay Sharks have a major win on their hands. We get our 31st win here. We're now 31-35. We jump the Heat with this win to be 8th in the Eastern Conference. And hopefully we're not done just yet. Despite 21 for Colin Sexton off of the Heat bench, Miami falls as Corey Cousins puts up a monster day on both ends. 27 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 11 for 12 from the fields. What a day for the rookie. How about Noah McCall? 19 and 10, 5 dimes, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Did not shoot very well this game, but made some big plays there in the fourth quarter, enough for us to pull away and feel secure with the win. Mark Williams left with an injury, but did play pretty well when he was out there. He did come back later in that game, so he's going to be okay. Coward, 12 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, stuff in the stat sheet there. You all right? Similar numbers as to the last couple showcase games for him. Neil Lovett made a couple nice plays. Jett Howard only played 6 minutes here in this game, but when he was out there, he was good. Hit 2 threes, had a steal, all in like 1 quarter, essentially. Mark Sears, 10 assists to 3 turnovers. 2 of those came on back-to-back plays. And we shoot 52%. Both teams not very good from 3. A lot of free throws for us, less for them. But overall, a win for us. That's, I think we can hopefully build off of. Now, I do want to say, for those of you still watching me, I'm recording kind of the second half of this video the day that I reached 10,000 subscribers. So I'm going to go through some prospects now, and it's going to be a longer video than we're used to. Hopefully that's okay. I imagine it will be for you guys that have been watching every episode of this series so far. But yeah, just, thank you so much for 10K subscribers. I really appreciate it. And I like that the viewership has been pretty much staying the same throughout the series, which I think is good for me, good for the series, and hopefully means that I'm doing a good job of making these videos entertaining for you all. And this draft class, as I've been kind of talking about, is just really detailed. It's really, really cool, and I'll hopefully shed some light on that as we look at the top couple of players. So how we'll do this is I will still kind of go through the top 10 guys here in this episode. I'll sort this by the 2K draft projection. But we also have like other scouting reports. We have more information to go off of. So I'll show screenshots for that, as well as the in-game information too. So the top guy here is Gavin Crawford. He's supposed to go first overall. He's 18 years old. A blow-by-bully finisher, 8 badges, 6'8", and is going to go 1 or 2 or 4. He's going to go in the top 4, essentially. What 2K has for his report is a Bradley Beal All-NBA stealing and a Dan Major League floor. In-game dunks are better than most guys' practice dunks. He's an outstanding finisher. He can knock down medium-range shots in traffic and does have his rough spots, but a solid player overall, and does tend to miss the wide open man a bit too often, so kind of that floor awareness and that passing vision is definitely kind of a hole in his game at this stage. Overall, the report looks pretty good across the board. Not going to be great on the glass or in post defense as a 6'8" wing, but overall, really, really good player, and has a high ceiling. He's got 8 badges: Aerial Wizard, Bailout, Deadeye, Handles for Days, Limitless Range, Physical Finisher, Posterizer, and Shifty Shooter. And he has work ethic, does not have Alpha Dog, but does have the Enforcer badge, which is kind of a rare one. Adds more grit and toughness to a player, so that's kind of why he can probably hit more shots at traffic than most guys. Then we have the additional scouting information on him, and we can see that his hometown was Washington, D.C. He actually played for UNC, not UNC Charlotte, so not sure why that's different here in-game versus the actual report, but regardless, he's a lethal 3-level threat. Very physical rim attacker, along with having a pure stroke from anywhere on the court. Was the number 2 recruit coming out of high school, but had a way less hype than Zarion Vale, who is another top prospect in this draft class, who we'll hopefully touch on here in this episode. A lot of people argue that he's better at basketball, but just less hyped than Vale is. Has a very strong argument to be picked first, but regardless, whoever goes second in this draft could be one of the best second overall picks since Kevin Durant, and this will be an exciting choice on draft nights. These comparisons have as floor as Zach LaVine and a Tracy McGrady ceiling, so a bit of a higher floor for him than the in-game report, but regardless, really promising stuff for Jalen Crawford. He was also the college basketball freshman of the year as he averaged over 17 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1.2 steals. Really solid shooting splits at UNC, and just a well-rounded play style gave him the edge over Vail for the award. UNC also made the Final Four and lost in the national championship game in the college basketball season. Jalen Crawford had 25 points, 5 assists in the Final Four game. In the national title game, which they lost against St. John's, Crawford had 22 points and 7 dimes. Okay, I fixed Crawford's college, but we are going to talk about Gavin Swift next. Then we'll talk about Zarion Vale. Gavin Swift. Nate Thurmond, all-star ceiling, Bob McAdoo floor. Boxes out well, finds a way to pull down difficult boards. Really good finisher, powers through contact. Very skilled shooter from long range. 6'11" center from Michigan State, 19 years old. Has questionable basketball IQ and court awareness. I think he's more of a project than Crawford is, but I think despite that, I think everything else has a really good baseline. Crawford had a couple of question marks in terms of post defense and rebounding, but Swift seems like an overall more well-rounded player at the baseline level. Does not have like the best skills that Crawford has. And he's got 2 badges, Paint Prodigy and Post Powerhouse. And he does have the Alpha Dog personality badge, plus the Enforcer badge. So, and work ethic. And he's a team player. This is like the right glue guy. We already have Cousins, we have Mark Williams. I'm not sure if center is a spot for us to look at. Maybe it is. We'll see. Best available still might be the play for us, honestly, to really get over the hump, but also finding the right glue guys to fill the gaps that we have on the team, I think, is also probably pretty important. But here's the additional reports on Gavin Swift. He's from Anaheim, California. Skilled big man, can score anywhere on the floor. Very efficient when shooting out of the post, and has a serviceable jump shot which should attract shooters on the NBA level. A floor of DeAndre Ayton and a ceiling of Pau Gasol. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now we've got Zarion Vale out of Kansas, 6'9" wing, 18 years old. His ceiling is Alex English / All-NBA, a floor of Wally Szczerbiak. Boxes out well, can pull down difficult boards. Really good finisher, powers through contact, very skilled shooter from long distance. Pretty much the same strengths that Gavin Swift has, actually, with weaknesses as kind of an inadequate low post score and questionable basketball IQ. So really, with his back to the basket, not going to be a very impressive player, but will be able to finish if he gets going downhill. Can also shoot the ball, so good stuff there. Definitely has like some higher skills than Swift does, with a similar baseline. So I think right now, Vale might be the favorite over Crawford, but they both have their strengths and weaknesses and reasons to not or to take them. He's got 6 badges. He's got Bailout, Deadeye, Limitless Range, Physical Finisher, Posterizer, and Shifty Shooter. And he has a Work Ethic badge, but that's kind of the one that's only here that's really that important for us. Next up, we have Dante Ward, who is a guard, 6'5", 20 years old, so the oldest of these top 4 guys. He doesn't really have an endgame ceiling here, except for All-NBA in general. Has a Chris Morris floor, so kind of more of a boomer bust kind of a player. Good luck stripping this guy, so that, this guy would help us in terms of turnovers. He can definitely retain possession. He's going to get to his spots and shoots. Solid mid-range shots. and gets in good spots on defense as well. Like other players, basketball IQ, court awareness, not very high. That seems to be the case, which I think makes sense for a lot of these incoming prospects. But really good three-point shot, solid inside score. Defense is not going to be like a hallmark of his, but at least I think is serviceable on the outside. Not going to be a good rebounder at all, that's for sure. He's got ankle assassin, bailout, deadeye, limitless range, and set shot specialist with the work ethic badge, as well as enforcer. The second report has him from Memphis, Tennessee. That's his hometown. Serviceable three-point shooter, has a great handle but lacks consistency everywhere else. What has him supposed to be going in the top couple of picks is his feel for the game. Probably one of the smartest players in the entire draft. Makes great reads as a two-guard on both ends of the floor. He's a very consistent offensive player. Makes it tough for him to be a day one starter. Well, I guess no, he is an inconsistent offensive player. So tough to be a day one starter, but for teams looking for high upside, he is your guy. That makes sense given the high ceiling and low floor. Steve Kerr is his floor on this report, and Jordan Poole is his ceiling. So these reports are going to be a bit different. That's kind of how it works in the NBA when you have different guys talking about different players. So that's kind of your baseline report for this player. But he was also the most improved player in college. He took a big leap in his sophomore year at Gonzaga, going up by 4 points per game. The rebounds improved, the assists improved. The splits were not good his freshman year, but they were way, way better, way more efficient in year two as a sophomore. So he was the perfect guy for this award. Next up, we have Kalen Rocaforte, a crafty blow-by dual finisher, 6'7", weighs 210, a 7'1" wingspan out of Kentucky. Now, he does have a bit of a lower ceiling here in this report, but a high floor. So this guy could be a really solid glue guy for you. I mean, players can surpass their quote-unquote ceilings. I have seen that time and time again. But gets to the rim okay. Really good at finishing once he does. Should be successful at the NBA level as he matures. Good leaper, helps him crash the boards, but often appears unaware and will take some time to get acquainted to a new offense at the NBA level. Offense, scoring-wise, pretty good base level. Everything else kind of a work in progress. That makes sense, I think, for his report. He's got bailout, break starter, handles for days, limitless range, and shifty shooter with the enforcer badge and the alpha dog badge. So those can play a pretty big role. According to the extra report, he's a shifty and explosive player, despite being 6'7", but he's a little bit different than most 6'7" players. An elite 3-level threat who has all the tools to be a reliable scorer in the NBA. Other parts of his game, though, aren't there yet, as I just alluded to. The passing is below average, and so is the overall IQ. He will show some flashes on defense, and does have upside because of his length, but it's not there yet. Nick Young floor, Jamal Crawford ceiling. I can get behind that comparison. Prospect number 6 is TJ Rice, a blow-by dual finisher. He's got 3 badges. 6'3", point guard. Played for Kentucky alongside Rocaforte. 18 years old, from Oregon. And kind of like Rocaforte, has kind of a starter, ceiling starter floor. We'll see a different comparison for his other reports. But I think this guy can create his own shot at the next level. He's got some good potential, solid finisher, and can make shots at the rim, but tends to turn the ball over on occasion. And again, he's got the good inside scoring. The jump shot, definitely a work in progress. Defense also needs to be worked on, but here he's got A- potential. So you can see how there's differences in the potentials and ceilings. It's not always like gonna be very clear where a guy will end up, but he's got bailout, break starter, physical finisher, the enforcer badge, but does not have work ethic or alpha dog, so keep that in mind. On the other reports, there's a general consensus on Kentucky guards, and Rice fits the mold. A very athletic, crafty guard who can pass the ball well, has a jump shot too, but it's not great. Defense, though, is lackluster, and he has had some injury concerns in the past. This comparison has his floor as Scoot Henderson, his ceiling of De'Aaron Fox. So take with that what you will. At number 7, we have mid-range menace Boogie Banchero. Unrelated to Paolo Banchero, he played for St. John's. And he's got 5 badges: Aerial Wizard, Bailout, Deadeye. Personality-wise, work ethic, Alpha Dog, and Enforcer. The triple threats of the personality badges, plus a team player. That's 4 big badges. He's also more of a forward, not really a wing, but he is 6'8", so probably can fit that mold. He is the oldest player that we've seen so far in the draft class at 21 years old. Overall, I think there are concerns about his game, but Rudy Gay ceiling, Bill Bradley floor. He can create his own shot at the next level. He is, fundamentally sound low post as a defender, gets the job done. Good at holding a spot, so a very strong player, but poor vertical ability, has trouble finishing through and over traffic, tends to make poor choices with the ball on occasion, does not do well when trying to post up. So more of a defensive guy, it seems, though he can create his own shot. And if we look at the additional reports, this one has him listed as a center despite being 6'8", so he could probably play the 3 through the 5 spot. Mid-range maestro with pro-level footwork, definitely knows what he's doing on the court and never seems to be flustered. Efficient score from all 3 levels and has an NBA-ready frame and play style. Oddly enough, a ceiling of Paolo Banchero, a floor of Tobias Harris. And St. John's actually won the NBA title over UNC. Banchero had 26 points in that game, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and he was the most outstanding player in the tournament, as he averaged 10 points per game, or 18 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, on 50-32 splits to lead his team to many upsets, including the win over the 1-seed Tar Heels. In the Final Four game against LSU, he had 24-9, so just a really good overall player in the low post especially, gets rebounds, and kind of plays better than his size might indicate to you, but I'm not sure that he really fits our team. Not really sure about that. All right, 3 more players left, including Brian Roberts, a blow-by bulldozer, 6'6" forward, ceiling starter, floor starter, solid body control, can make adjustments at the rim, really good finisher, powers through contact, and knack for blocking shots. Overall solid defender, but he's not going to scare anybody in the low post, I believe, on defense at least, and has a questionable IQ. Mid-range shot, definitely a work in progress. He's a good athlete, though, and he has Aerial Wizard, Bailout, Paint Prodigy, and Posterizer. Badge-wise, he's got work ethic and team player, Enforcer, and Alpha Dog, so has all 4 of the big ones. Did I check Banchero's personality badges? I did. He's got the 4 as well, I believe. So, both guys do have badges going for them at the very least, personality-wise. And for the other report for Brian Roberts, again, played for Ohio State. I forgot to mention that. He played for the Buckeyes, and an elite dynamic athlete, very raw otherwise, but shows flashes of having a long NBA career, whether he turns into a 3-and-D player or a superstar. 3-point shot is a deterrent at this stage, but a great upside pick for a team looking for more talents. And Iguodala ceiling, Derek Jones floor. It kind of fits with that kind of starter comparisons, I think. At 9, we actually have an international player here with Georgios Dopo, 6'4", point guard out of Greece, 19 years old. Alvin Williams ceiling, Elfrid Payton floor. Good dunker, solid overall finisher. May have some potential. Good reflexes plus anticipation, so might have some good defensive skills. Good overall athlete as well, but tends to make poor decisions with the ball on occasion. And, I mean, yeah, I guess athleticism actually not great. Definitely more of a project player, but the defense, at least on the perimeter, is pretty solid starting out. We don't have any other info on him besides this report in game, except for some stats where he averaged 12 points per game, 3 boards, 6.5 assists, and shot 44% from the field, 38 from 3, and 85% at the free throw line in international play. He's got the Enforcer badge, but that's kind of it. So probably a guy that you want to wait to take until the late first round if I had to guess. Last prospect for today, we've got Nasir Evans out of Iowa State. He played for the Cyclones. 19 years old, 6'7", forward. And he's got the all-star Jack Marin ceiling, but a bench floor. Well developed for his age, has a good NBA body, good but not great pickpocket ability at this stage, but adept at disrupting offenses with his quick hands, so good defender it seems, can force turnovers. Not a good rebounder. Probably should be better according to this. Performs poorly in the low post on defense and has below average court vision. Offense though looks promising. Defense not entirely as much. Potential though is high in both regards. According to the badges, he's got ankle assassin, bailout, and handles for days, with alpha dog, enforcer, and that's kind of it for now. So he's got some really strong parts to his game. According to the other report, he is kind of one of those guys that's going to be like a 3-level guard or wing that's going to go in the top of the draft, but nobody really knows which one's going to pan out. He's one of those. He's got a first option attitude, wants to be the first option, wants to be the go-to guy. He wants the hard shots, wants the clutch moments, and he wants to be the guy. Just like Kalen Roccaforte, though, the defense and other aspects of the game aren't there just yet. It's the offense that is there out of the gates. J.R. Smith floor, Steve Francis ceiling. So a very kind of polarizing player, but I'll add him to our board. But if he wants to be the number one guy, I'm not sure he's going to find that here with the Sharks because we have McCall. We have other guys too that I think could also fill that role. But McCall is obviously the number one guy. So I'll add him to our draft board. But at this stage, we're probably looking elsewhere. We have 3 first-round picks, most likely. I will end the episode by checking out where those might end up being. Mock drafts right now, the Knicks might have a top 3 pick. If they do, they're going to get that pick back. So then we'll get a pick next year instead, because we have no draft picks next season. So if we do get a top 3 pick with one of the extra ones this year, then we'll have it next year instead. So we'll see where that one ends up. But the Knicks right now, pretty bad team. High top 3 odds. Next pick is going to be ours at number 12. So that's, I think, a solid place for us to pick. And then the other one, the Thunder have been better as of late, and they have their team at 22nd right now. So we should be in line to at least have 2 first-round picks. The other one, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Knicks kind of stay bad, because that would really be good for us next year if that is the case. And lastly, I will actually go over the rookie report. I think I haven't really touched on this a whole lot this year, and now that we're almost done with the season, might as well look at who is where. The top scorer is Jameer Strickland, 18.4 points per game, 6 boards, 4.4 assists, 42% from the field. Reggie Mack actually playing very well. He was a guy that had a very low ceiling but a high floor, and he is contributing majorly right now. 18, 4, and 3 for him. Shooting lights out. Jabari McKenzie, 17, 6, and 3 over in Denver. Wes Clayton, 16-9. Pretty solid year for him so far. Deion Jones is up there, 14-5. Corey Cousins is one of the worst players efficiency-wise of the rookie class, at least in the top crop of guys, but is still putting up some nice numbers. There's definitely potential for him. Kyle Beachum, who we thought about taking, 13 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, 45% from the field. Then Dior Wrights, 13, 3 and 5, 45% shooting. Noah Barnett, though, has struggled so far. 12, 4 and 3, but has only shot 40% as a guard. And if we look at the top rebounder, right now it's Wes Clayton. Corey Cousins comes in third. Top assist man, it's Ulf Norberg over with the Mavericks. He shot horribly this year, but has passed the ball pretty well, with Wright in second, then Beachum in third. Field goal percentage-wise, in terms of guys that are actually getting playing time, it is Chance Jackson, who we have seen a couple times this year with the Orlando Magic. Top three-point shooter is not Damon. He's only played 13 games. Probably going to be Norberg. 65 games played, but has shot better from three than he has from the field as a whole. Then you got Kyle Beachum up there, then Reggie Mack a little bit lower. So those are your top rookies so far. And we'll keep tabs on those guys as they progress. But so far, I think Reggie Mack is the biggest standout guy here, given like what the report said for him and where he was drafted at. He was drafted at pick 17. So as of right now, the Pelicans have a steal in their hands. But that will be it for this episode, guys. Again, thank you for 10K. And I hope you guys enjoy this bit of a longer episode. I know it's been like 4 or 5 days between episodes. But that's kind of how it goes for me these days. I apologize for that. But yeah, thanks again. And I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you all in the next one, which could or could not be the finale for us this year. We'll find out. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled and look out for the next episode, folks. I will see y'all there. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on the episode and on those first 10 prospects. And I'll see y'all next time. Take care.